Hello, I'm Susan Tolliver, and this reflection video describes my journey to and through the Master of Educational Technology program with Boise State University. It is the journey that defines us, not the destination. Having spent almost all my life in New Orleans, my M.E.T. journey began 6 years ago when I moved to Virginia. I was a fourth grade teacher in a completely different school system from those in which I had been teaching. And even though I had been teaching for over 10 years, the first year there was a struggle. Because of this, I was losing my excitement and confidence as an educator. I began attending technology conferences and found my passion for education once again. 3 years later, I accepted a position as an instructional technology resource teacher. ITRT, as it is called in Virginia, training teachers on the use of technology, not only the how-to, but the incorporation of technology into everyday instruction, as well as providing quality resources. After a couple of years, I discovered a craving for deeper understanding and knowledge of existing and emerging technology. In the fall of 2009, I began searching for a quality program that was a good fit, as well as one that was totally online, and I found it at Boise State. I enrolled in the Technology Integration Specialist Certificate Program and started my coursework in the spring of 2010. After a couple of semesters, I decided I wanted to continue in the M.E.T. program. I have had some amazing learning experiences in my courses. I knew it would be difficult, but there was an incredible amount of support from the faculty and staff of the Department of Educational Technology. My first course, The Internet for Educators, was difficult as I had no previous experience with HTML or creating a website. All of that was foreign to me, but I found it exciting. Taking that course helped me see that I had much to learn, and when it was completed, I felt a tremendous sense of accomplishment. Looking back on it, I see how creating activities such as online scavenger hunts, jigsaw activities, web quests, and virtual field trips facilitate learning. Applying constructivist learning theory, which states that knowledge is not passively received, but is constructed by learners, either individually or in groups, that allow them to make sense of the world. Students not only play an active, hands-on part of their learning, but they have the tools to actually create their own learning. This is accomplished using these web-based activities for computers, as well as those using mobile tools, such as cell phones and iPads. Activities such as Mobile Quest, Jamestown versus Plymouth, is an example of a constructivist activity that has learners using mobile devices. They perform research on characteristics of Plymouth Colony during a field trip to Jamestown. Following the field trip, they create a graphic organizer and recommend one of these colonies in a letter to a pretend friend in 1623. During this activity, the teacher serves as the facilitator and guide, while the learners make decisions and discover information through their actions. Similarly, my project-based unit, Water, Life's Fuel, is a learning experience that has students directly involved not only in their learning, but in much of the planning and assessment. Just as in the Mobile Quest, learners produce a final project with the members of their cooperative groups. The process of creating projects such as these has been among the most meaningful learning experiences of my M.E.T. journey. They have provided me with not only the foundation, but also the understanding, practice, and confidence to be able to make a difference for teachers and students in my school. I can now teach these processes to other educators, empowering them to pass them on to their students. In addition to these, the virtual field trip entitled Exploring America's Natural Wonders and Roman Life, a Web Quest were the highlights of that first semester. This web quest also applies to the constructivism theory. By guiding students through steps as they discover and create their own learning using online tools. Following their research and discovery, they create an autobiographical PowerPoint that describes everyday life as a Roman. The learning theories are very important aspects of the program. In order to effectively incorporate technology into instruction, or to witness a shift in pedagogy, there has to be understanding of the process of learning. In addition to the constructivism theory, the information processing theory has served as the basis for other projects created for the M.E.T. program. For my final research paper for Theoretical Foundations of Educational Technology, I focused on how digital storytelling helps increase student learning based on the information processing theory, and my research supported my thoughts on the value of digital storytelling. In this activity, learners first create a storyboard of each frame of their story. By doing this, they are focusing on small bits of information at a time, which, according to information processing, is a necessary stage in its transport to long-term memory. Using this step-by-step activity enables learners to process the information, reinforcing it so that learning occurs. It is an activity that I have used as a classroom teacher in my 4th grade math classes and demonstrated and taught to educators as a valuable tool for instruction in any area of the curriculum. And because I now understand how learning theories validate the effects of certain instructional techniques and tools, I am better able to communicate the importance and impact that these tools can have on student learning. This makes me a more effective ITRT in my school. Multimedia and YouTube for educators courses were also challenging, but I enjoyed learning how to produce and edit podcasts, tutorials, screencasts, PowerPoint videos, documentaries, and videos using special techniques. They allow us to present information to learners from almost anywhere and promote collaboration, creative and constructive learning by helping them conceptualize information. My favorites from these courses are the stop-motion animated video Reptile Shows Off, which I created using a Play-Doh snake and over 600 images. The mini documentary on Judith Carter Henry, a tutorial on creating a simple digital story using PhotoStory 3 software, and the digital story, Virginia's Foothills. I have used and will continue to use several of the products I created for my M.E.T. courses. Some are incorporated into training sessions with the teachers at my school, while others are shared with teachers for their use with their students. Since Virginia Studies is taught to all 4th graders in Virginia, those videos and podcasts that are about Virginia's regions and history are used in those classes. I also share the unit from Graphic Design for Learning entitled A Journey Through Virginia's 5 Regions with the 4th grade teachers in my school. In this unit, I included a podcast as well as a video produced during the M.E.T. program. Auditory learners benefit from podcasts and narrated videos, as they are more in tune to the spoken word. My graphics class reinforced the instructional design principles I learned in the multimedia class. The organization, redundancy, coherence, selection, and contiguity principles were used when creating graphics or other multimedia presentations. When I think back to my days prior to the M.E.T. program, I realized that some of the presentations for training or for students were not as effective in facilitating learning as they should have been. Now I know and understand the value of using multimedia and graphic design principles in creating a visual illustration. I use my universal design example from class to display outside and inside the computer lab so that students can easily understand the procedure for entering the lab, even if they cannot read well or are one of our many ESOL students. Graphics are especially effective to facilitate learning for visual learners, ESOL students, and students who require more than simple delivery of instruction in traditional ways. Throughout my M.E.T. journey, I have learned the value of having a professional learning network. This was something I had not thought was that important before this program. Now I have contacts in many different vehicles through the PLN created during the Introduction to Educational Technology course. Organization of resources and continual contact with other professionals in my field or related fields is extremely important for several reasons. Some of these include keeping abreast of new and emerging technologies, providing feedback for any questions or problems that relate to the field, and searching for resources or any upcoming conferences, meetings, or career opportunities. The world is a big place, but through the assistance of a professional learning network, it becomes as small as a click away. Following the program, I plan to continue my career in the foreseeable future as an instructional technology resource teacher in Northern Virginia. I enjoy working as a technology educational professional and look forward to the future with new credentials, knowledge, understanding, skills, and excitement. Wherever my work takes me, I will always be grateful to Boise State University and the M.E.T. program. Even though this is my final countdown to the end of the program, the journey continues. Thank you.